Hello guys and welcome back to Craze. I'm back at Evo Customs, right now sitting in the Mahindra Thar, and before starting the video I want to apologize for the poor lighting as this is a late night shoot, but the content is going to be very exciting and informative for most of the Thar owners. So the project today is all new Mahindra Thar. I mean all new meaning this car has dropped down from the showroom to Evo Customs in order to get this upgrade done. So it's going to get a fog projector upgrade along with an bulb upgrade, I mean an LED bulb upgrade on the headlamp. I'm going to take you guys through the complete process of how the upgrade has taken place. I'm going to give you guys the output review and how good it comes on a Mahindra Thar, and I've seen the output guys. The output is just amazing. So without any further delay, let's get started with the video and I'm going to take you guys through the complete process. Let's get going. So guys, before we go any further, I want to take you guys a quick run through of the equipments. Now this is the IPH fog projector which has been installed. Now this has low as well as high beam. I'll do a quick unboxing and show you guys how a projector looks like. I mean a fog projector looks like. So this is how the fog projector looks like. I mean you can see the lens. I'll be showing you guys how it looks after the installation on the Thar. And once again, I'm so sorry for the poor lighting. And now the blast and the HRE bulb. So we're using a GS blast for the HRE kit, and this is the HRE bulbs. And for the headlamp we are using the Blockbuns H4 LED bulbs. I mean I was totally shocked with the output of this LED bulbs, as they throw pretty good light on the road. I mean the throw is good. I'll be showing you guys that as well. On the stock headlamps it's performing pretty much good. So for now, this is the equipment which are going to be installed. I'll be taking you guys outside and show you guys how the installation has taken place and how it looks with the fog projectors and then the final output. So guys, now let's get started with the exterior overview of the upgrade. Now right away moving to the fog projectors, as you guys can see, this is how the fog projectors have been installed. It's a pretty snug fit and there's no much of gap. Yes, there is a bit of gap on the top end, and that was this part, and that is also there in the existing fog, but that's not at all a problem. But as you guys can see, this is how the fog projectors look. I mean it pretty much looks OE on the Mahindra Thar. I mean it also looks good. It's nothing out of the box. But moving ahead, this is how the LED bulbs look like. I mean I can't show you guys in a very closer view, but this is how close I could go. Now these are the two LED bulbs which have been installed, and those are the fog projectors which are also connected with low and high beam. So I'll be giving you guys an output overview in 3, 2, 1. So guys, right now I'm sitting inside the Thar and now it's time for the output. I'm going to give you guys a standstill output on how it performs. So right now there's no light turned on the road. First I'm going to turn on the Blockbuns LEDs and show you guys how the LED performs, then the fog projector. So I'm turning on the LEDs. As you guys can see, now it's only the headlamp which is performing. So this is the output of the Blockbuns LEDs, and compared to the stock halogens, these are way brighter. Now I'll just put on the high beam. This is the high beam, low beam, and once I pass it, this is how it looks. Now let me just turn off the headlamp and only turn on the fog projectors and show you guys the output of the fog projectors. So I'll turn off the headlamp. There's no light which has been thrown out from the vehicle. Now I'm going to turn on the fog projectors. So as you guys can see, now this is the fog projectors. Just takes around 5 to 6 seconds in order to brighten up the entire thing. So we'll just give it a 5 seconds of gap. Now as you guys can see, it is heated up. So it's a fast bright HID. Now this is the low beam. Now the headlamps aren't turned on. I'll be showing you guys how it looks even while turning on the headlamp as well. Now this is the output of the projectors, fog projectors. Now this is high beam, this is the low beam. I'll just let the cars move away as there's a lot of traffic out here. Now this is the low beam, this is the high beam. As you guys can see, the throw is pretty much good. And guys, there are so many installers out there, I just don't want to pick up the name, where they screw up the alignment and they place the alignment in such a height that the opposite driver or the rider gets affected a lot. Now alignment hotspot is very vital and very important in a fog projector setup. It's not just putting up the projectors, the HIDs, and just powering it up and just placing it upside down. That's not the way to go. The way to go is that you need proper hotspot alignment which needs to be done. Now this is the low beam, this is the high beam, and once I turn on the headlamp, this is how it looks with the headlamp as well as the fog projectors. Now let's go on a drive and I'm going to show you guys the output on how it performs on a drive. So guys, now let's get started with the real life output on how it is throwing the light while you're driving. Right now there's no light turned on, so I'll just turn on the LEDs. Now these are the LEDs. Now if I on the fog, this is how it's gonna be look like. For now, let's look at the output with the only the LEDs, with the block-on LEDs, how good it performs. So I'll take you guys on a small spin. As you can see, when compared to the stock halogen bulbs, these LEDs perform pretty much well. So those of you guys who have taken a spin on the Mahindra Thar with the stock halogen bulbs, you would get a pretty much good idea of how the LEDs perform. Now this is the low beam, this is the high beam. So this is how it performs, and from my point of view, as I have compared the stock halogen and the block-on LEDs, the block-on LEDs have around 40 to 50% of more brightness compared to that of the halogens. Now you cannot have a proper throw or anything as such in a reflector lens, as there's no hotspot or anything as such. The throw, it's just scattered around, but you have a pretty good visibility with the LEDs compared to that of the halogens. Now what I should do is I'll turn off the headlamp and just turn on the fog projector. So I just turned off the headlamp. As you guys can see how dark the road is, and I've just turned on the fog projectors. Just give it 5 to 6 seconds to just heat up. It's a fast bright 35 watt projector. So it's been installed with the HID and the blast, as I showed you guys the equipment. Now this is how good and how bright the fog projectors are performing. Only the fog projectors I have turned off the headlamp. I'll take another spin out here and show you guys how the low as well as the high beam performs. So guys, most of the people just show it in a dark road, and that is not the right way. To be frank, even a 90 by 100 halogen upgrade is bright on a dark road, but that's not the way in a real life scenario. If you're having an opposite traffic throwing light, that's when you know the true output of the headlamp. As you guys can see, this is the low beam, this is the high beam. In fact, the high beam is pretty bright. In fact, the opposite driver kind of feels that our light is bright and they kind of dim and dip, but it does not affect their eye, or it does not blind them out or anything as such. So once again, I'll just move out this curve and I'll show you guys how the high beam performs. Now this is the low beam and this is the high beam, as you guys can see. Now this is once again guys, this is just the fog projectors. As you guys can see, this is the high beam of the fog projectors. Now I'll just turn on the headlamp as well. Now this is the LED bulb with the fog projectors, and this is how the high beam is. Now this is more than bright for a Thar, and this is pretty much good enough for highway drives as well. And this is how bright it is, and as you guys can see, the alignment, the hotspot, this is the most vital part. Again and again I'm telling you guys, this is the most important part in getting an upgrade done. If your installer does not know what alignment, what is hotspot or what is alignment, then I guess you are throwing your money out in some waste, because this is the most vital thing. Equipments can be installed by anyone, but the alignment and hotspot is the most vital part, and not everyone can do it. This is the high beam, this is the low beam. So guys, I once again turned off the fog projectors to just show you guys a clear output of how it looks on the dark road. For those of you guys who have seen most of the installers who are just boosting their light out in the dark road, but that's not the right way. Again and again guys, in a real life scenarios, how you test it out. So once again, I'll turn on the fog projectors. As you guys can see, just takes a couple of seconds to heat up. It's a fast bright 35 watt fog projector. Now once I take a right ahead, it's a dark road to show you guys a clear output and a clear idea of how this particular setup performs. So as far as my knowledge, for a Thar, LED on the headlamp and a fog projector in the fog slots are filthy much enough for highway drives as well as city drives. And those of you guys are taking it for off-road on a dark jungle, this would pretty much do your job. As you guys can see, this is the high beam, this is the low beam, and this is pretty much a dark road with not much of street light, so you guys get a clear-cut view of how it's performing. So this was pretty much the output of this, guys. Let's head back to the store. I'll be giving you guys a complete overview of how much this costs and what all other possibilities for a Thar's headlamp upgrade. So guys, this was the output of this Mahindra Thar's headlight upgrade. I mean the fog projectors and LEDs in the headlamp slot. Now I was pretty much skeptical initially when this upgrade or this combination came to us, but as far as my knowledge, this is the best combination for the Thar. Yes, there are aftermarket projectors which you get, and I'm sure they're not gonna perform this well, but this combination is gonna be the best for a Mahindra Thar. So those of you Mahindra Thar owners or the brand new Mahindra Thar owners who are out in the market looking for an headlamp upgrade, this is the right choice to go for, and I give you 100% guarantee and my word, because I have seen a lot of projector setups and I pretty much get an idea of how projectors should sound, how sound meaning how it's going to be performing and various other things. So as far as my knowledge, for a Mahindra Thar, for now, this particular whatever items are there out in the market, this is the best option. Yes, there might be a lot of options which will be coming in the near future, but currently this is the best option. So now coming to the final part of the video, how much is this gonna be costing? So the fog projector starts from around 16,500 to 17,000. The starting is based on the vehicle, and it goes all the way up to 20,000 rupees. Now there are different stages. There's stage 1, stage 2, stage 2 plus. So these are the 3 different stages which are available for a fog projectors. Now a stage 2 is the one which I would personally recommend, and this particular car also had a stage 2 which can easily be upgradable to stage 2 plus. And the fog the Ploppant LEDs cost around 5,500 rupees. So roughly the cost of this particular setup was around 17,500 plus 5,500 rupees is the cost. So you guys can sum up as in pretty much we can math. So this is the total cost of this setup, guys. So those of you guys who are wondering where to get this done, Evo Customs number will be dropping down. You can WhatsApp us or you can call us. You can also let me know down the comment section, as I can help you guys out there as well. Or you can visit our Instagram page to also get a clear-cut idea of what all upgrades can be done at Evo Customs. So that's all for now, guys. Hope you guys like this video. If you guys liked it, please consider the like button. If you haven't subscribed, do subscribe. Turn the notification bell icon to get notified of more interesting videos which are going to be coming up. More than interesting, I'm going to be very particular on giving you guys out informative videos, so that's also going to be there. So you guys are going to learn a lot, as well as I'm going to bust a lot of myths which are there out in the market. So there are a lot of myths and a lot of misconceptions which are there out in the market. I'm going to help you guys cut through and come out of all those. So that's all for this video, guys. See you guys in the next video.